Well, I mean, it's an very interesting thing you're saying that's rich with opportunity for you, is the way I would put it. Because people that we find the most challenging are our very, very best teachers. So you have so much to learn, don't you, in this moment? You have so much that you can take back as a gift. And you might be saying, "Oh, aren't you skipping through the daisies, Pollyanna?" Yeah, sounds like it, I know. But I actually really mean it that, you look at this person, apparently this person is triggering for you in any number of ways. It triggers your sort of base feelings. I call them secondary feelings, and they're the protective feelings that we have, not the vulnerable feelings. And if you can connect with your vulnerable feelings underneath there and be curious about what it is that this person evokes in you, you might learn a lot about yourself. And you might also be able, on that basis, to be more skillful in dealing with that person. That if they're saying things that you find really triggering, when people are behaving in ways that aren't friendly or kind, which I'm presuming based on the way that you're describing this, hurt people hurt people.
Hmm.
So if this person is coming across in a way that is very triggering, I suspect they're having their own big challenges. And I don't know what they are, but you can also try to move beyond what's being presented and presume that there's some kind of vulnerability underneath there that's not being named, which makes it harder for you to connect with this person. But I'm just suggesting that if that happens, that you can say, remember, hurt people hurt people. And so when you observe something like that happening, you don't bother to try to process this with someone like this or in this setting, but you do just try to take a beat and just lead with kindness. What's the kindest thing to do right now? The kindest thing to do might be leave the conversation because, of course, you are only human.
Yeah,
So continuing to stay in conversation may not be the very best thing for you or that individual. So you
that's
may
it.
want to
Yeah.
just excuse yourself and say, "Hey, listen, it was really nice talking with you. I'm gonna head over here and grab something more to eat, or I haven't talked to cousin so and so, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
make my rounds, but I'm so glad we got to talk." And
Well,
you
that's,
just and you call it over sooner. That's another thing. Is set your boundaries. Know you
yeah,
need to and plan to do it. So
right.
this is just the reality of the holidays. And I sometimes channel Norman Rockwell in these talks. Like, well, Norman Rockwell has this picture of the family by the hearth, and this of course dates me to being an ancient person, of course, because Norman Rockwell was like a really old American painter. But Norman Rockwell was this guy who had these pictures of family by the hearth, singing songs, playing the piano, all these lovely things of gatherings and the warmth and love of family, which is an idyllic picture. And it is idyllic because that's not real family. What do real families do at the holidays? They have moments of connection. They have moments of disconnection. They have some arguments where they're sorting things and working on their growth. That's what they really do. When they come together, that's what they do. And that's what they do on holidays as well.
Right.
And that's because that's when we can do those things. So we have a standard in our culture. It's a bit like New Year's, where New Year's, it's a great night. I don't know about you. I don't like New Year's because there's too much pressure, because it's hyped up as this most magnificent moment, but there's too much pressure on it. And the same is true with holidays like Christmas and Thanksgiving and
Yeah.
Hanukkah and
Yeah.
Kwanzaa and all the rest.
Right.
So I think that remembering to take a little bit of pressure off, you're probably going to have a few more challenging moments, and that's okay. It's not that different than what I say about family vacations in that regard, that this is a moment of family coming together. And the thing is, that's not a normal circumstance, is it? The whole
No,
family
it's
coming
not.
together,
No,
right?
it's
And
not.
there's a reason we're not together all the time because
Because
we're
we
not
kill it
supposed to
because we
be.